Good morning. This is the Ramblings of an Indisciplined Mind podcast for Tuesday, November 15th, 2016. So yeah, it's a sunny Tuesday this morning. Sun's just coming up off the horizon. Gonna shine in my eye, no doubt, most of the way I'm driving east, obviously. So, what am I thinking about today? Yesterday we had our last concert. In fact, this weekend was concert, the concert weekend for the community chorus that the wife and I were in for this season, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. We sang an arrangement of "God Bless America." And then we sang a number of medleys. We sang a medley for, I'm going to try to get these in the order we sang them. I think it might be easier to remember. So we had West Side Story. We had Fiddler on the Roof. I think those two may have been reversed. We had Hairspray. And we had Phantom of the Opera and Les Mis. And then from the musical Jekyll and Hyde, which is something I didn't even know existed, we sang a single song called "This Is the Moment." And the difficulty of these differed. Hairspray was probably the hardest. It was the longest. I mean, it was like 20 minutes by itself. And it's all 60s doo-wop style music, a lot of syncopated rhythms. You're not coming in on the beat, you're coming in on the half beat or what have you. And lots of really fast movement. And it was tough to learn. It was probably my least favorite. Although there was one song, there was like a ballad called "It Takes Two" that was just my ultimate favorite. I enjoyed that so much. That was my favorite part of singing Hairspray. And so we had that. That was something we spent a lot of time on. Phantom a little bit. Phantom was fun. I'm a big fan of Phantom. I mean, we'd never seen Hairspray before, neither the wife or I. We ended up borrowing the daughter's DVD copy of the John Travolta version and watched it just to kind of have some context, to kind of understand where the songs fit and what they were about. So we did watch that relatively early on in the season. Phantom was fairly straightforward. For singing tenor, most of it you're not singing the main melody, and but at the same time it wasn't very difficult to pick up. So, but that was fun. That was fun to sing. And then Les Mis, Les Mis is something I've seen the movie once or twice. I think I've yet to see a stage production. I would like to, but I sometimes forget just how much really cool music there is in Les Mis. And "This Is the Moment" from Jekyll and Hyde, that was pretty good. I did like the tune, although I thought the song, the lyrics could be a bit simplistic in places. It was called "This Is the Moment." This momentous moment. It was just like, seriously? That was the best you could come up with? And I get you're doing the play on moment, but it's just like, yeah, it didn't really thrill me. And West Side Story was fine. I mean, once again, you got some really tricky rhythms in there. That was probably our second hardest, I'm going to say. So we've been working on this stuff since August. And then, so this weekend was concert weekend. So Friday night we had our first concert. We were singing at the Catholic church where we rehearse. And that was uncomfortable because we were standing up in front and it's all tile there. And probably tile on concrete, I imagine. And I was actually standing on a step. And so I had very little opportunity for movement. And standing there for the concert was only about an hour and a half long, but when you're standing there for an hour and a half and can't really move much, it gets painful. My left knee decided like halfway through Les Mis, and Les Mis was we did Les Mis and then we did This Is the Moment we were done. So halfway through Les Mis, it was like, I'm done holding your weight. And so I kind of had to just do the one-legged stand and just kind of use my left leg for balance kind of deal. And then the next, then Sunday afternoon, we did a matinee at a Methodist church in the area. And that was nice because it had, first of all, we had a nice big flat space, so we weren't on steps, or at least I wasn't on a step, and it was carpeted. So it was much more comfortable. Much more comfortable. And then last night we did at a senior center here. We did a free concert. The other two were paid. People had to pay to hear us. We did a free concert. And one of the things is for the other two concerts we had a little band. We had this piano player, and we had who'd been rehearsing with us all this time, but he added a bass player and a drummer. And the addition of those two guys was a lot, made the rhythms for Hairspray a lot easier to pick up for some reason. It was so much easier when we were when singing those with them, because it's just like you could get into the groove easier. But we got to the senior center last night, and it was just, we weren't going to have those two. We were just going to the piano player, and to kind of shorten it, given our audience, he dropped Hairspray, which was nice. It probably being the least, my least favorite of all of them. The piano that they had there was not optimal. It was a little electric piano. The sustain pedal didn't work. At least it was in tune, but I can't even imagine trying to sing Hairspray on that thing. That would have been wild. And we got through the rest of it. It was really hot there. I mean, we're just in like one of these little, lunchroom / entertainment rooms that they have at these places. And it was just, the staff was running around turning off the thermostats because it was just pumping more heat in, and it was hot as heck. And we're singing the show, and it's going pretty well. And we get to the bit where the first song for Les Mis, and it's a song about the poor and about how, what's the purpose of living, and what's it all for? And you're just getting colder every day, and you're just one day closer to dying. And me and the guy next to me, we kind of traded looks. It's like, yeah, this is a nice, sunny, happy song to be singing to a bunch of people in a senior center there. The other thing that really struck me, this actually struck me Sunday afternoon, is we end Phantom, doing kind of the Phantom Oz. It's really bright, music's kind of spooky under it, so that's how we end it. And then you start Les Mis, and you got kind of this run thing going on, and then we're going, oh, and we're kind of descending down. And it's kind of funny because we're singing both places. But the one is kind of like, you've got the majesty and the spookiness of the Phantom of the Opera, and then in the next one, you're like, it's the downtrodden and like the weight increasing on him as it goes down. And it just kind of struck me how cool that was. And that's one of the neat things you can do with music, that you can take, basically the same syllable, and through the notes that are chosen and the music that's underneath it, you can make them mean so much different things. That was kind of cool. But that's what I thought I'd talk about today. I'm going to let that be that, because I am almost to work. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be talking to you then. So, be seeing you.